What's going on, everyone? So, in the I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer, you saw a, gravesite and then a frame of Helen Shivers, who was played by Sarah Michelle Gellar. And it looks like that they pushed hard to come up with some creative way to maybe bring her back. Sarah Michelle Gellar, that is. Now, if you've seen the movie, you know how her character ends, the original. She had one of the best chase scenes in slasher history. I mean, the chase scene was fantastic, right? Running away from the hook man, thinks she's about to escape. Right when she is about to escape, boom, here he comes, right? And Ben Willis ends up getting her. But according to writer-director Jennifer Caton Robinson, she made an attempt to try to see if they would be willing to allow her to bring Helen, Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, back. So this comes from Variety. Despite her best efforts, writer-director Jennifer Caton Robinson couldn't bring Sarah Michelle Gellar, Helen Shivers, back to life for the I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot. I tried, okay? I harassed her, but she is dead. I tried to pitch some crazy I was like, what if it's like where you weren't dead and you're actually alive, but in hiding? And Sarah's like, I was on ice. I was the most dead a person could be. You can see my frozen body. I was like, yeah, but what if? And she said, I am dead. I am Sarah Dead Gellar. So again, Sarah Michelle Gellar is the one that ended up shooting it down. The writer and director tried to like, hey, what if we did something? But in all honesty, how much of this is actually accurate, right? Sometimes you'll see in their press conference, like, oh, we had this cool idea or whatever. And, because people ask like, hey, what about Helen? What about Sarah Michelle Gellar, right? She's going to be in Ready or Not 2. And, she's doing all these other films and they're doing the Buffy the Vampire resurgence and all this stuff, right? Like, did you try to bring her back? You brought back Freddie, you brought back, Jennifer Love Hewitt, right? Like maybe you can, bring her back. And, you see sometimes they'll kind of just like, yeah. But if she did, I'm not going to lie, it's a little concerning for me because it's like you're willing to go to like make it become something it's not. I think you can argue it either way, but I'm glad Sarah Michelle Gellar, personally, I'm glad she was like, nah, like, I'm dead. I died in the film. It's fine, right? Sarah Michelle Gellar knew what she was getting into that film. And so, look, she's obviously Sarah Michelle Gellar's iconic, right? She's been in a bunch, like she died in Scream and died in I Know What You Did Last Summer, so she even has that rare, accolade under her belt and stuff. So, it's, I mean, how many times she died on Buffy, right? Like, what, 3 times? Something like that. So it's like, she's no stranger to meeting her end in these horror films. But I'm glad that Sarah Michelle Gellar was like, nah, come on, like, let's keep the integrity, right? Because she's right. Like, one of the big reveals at the end were like all the bodies in the little ice, at the bottom of the ship, right? All the little, you had the little ice where Jennifer Love Hewitt was in, and you see all the bodies and everything, and that's your like confirmation, like, hey, no, everyone's dead, right? And like Sarah Michelle Gellar said, like, no, like, I was literally on ice. Like, it wasn't something where it's like, maybe she survived it. We didn't get to really see on camera her death or anything, right? Like, it's kind of like ominous. No, this was like, here you go. Here's the body. Here's everything. So again, I'm glad that, Sarah Michelle Gellar in particular really wanted to kind of keep the integrity of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Because again, it is a more realistic horror film. And, I'm a big fan of those. It Scream's my favorite franchise, right? Like, I love a good Conjuring. I love a good, paranormal, supernatural, possession film, whatever, right? I enjoy those movies, but the movies that I love the most are the ones that I can put myself in, right? And, me personally, I've never had no crazy experience or anything like that. I know there's lots of people that have and, believe in all the supernatural stuff and, my family members and everything, that same thing. But me personally, I just have never had anything strange, right? I've had just pretty straightforward life in that regard. So I lean more towards films that I can imagine myself in, right? What would I do in that situation? How would I go about that, right? Like, oh, imagine if this is, like Scream No, I know what you did last summer. The Strangers, even, right? Like one of my favorite lines ever in a horror movie is from The Strangers, when it's like, why are you doing this? It's like, because you were home, right? Like, that's terrifying, right? Like, there's no rhyme or reason or any, like, you're just crazy, right? Like, that's just craziness. So I really enjoy those. And I don't want to see some of these movies, right? Scream, people want all these characters to come back from this character and that character and this character. And it's like, I want to keep the integrity of this film. Same thing with I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't want to see Helen and all these other people come back, right? I loved Helen, loved Sarah Michelle Gellar, but I want to keep the integrity of the film more. I want it to stay in the realm of realism. I don't want all of a sudden like you're bringing everyone back, because once you open that door, once you open Pandora's box, it becomes easier and easier to keep pulling from it, right? Okay, well, maybe we bring back, this character, or we bring back that, oh, we killed this guy, let's retcon that, right? Like, a great example is, again, Scream, right? Scream, when Randy died in Scream 2, right? A lot of people gave and expressed their frustrations about that. So much so, Wes Craven even thought about coming up with some idea. Him and Kevin Williamson even thought about coming up with some idea to bring Randy back and have him in hiding. It actually was very similar to what the Helen Shivers idea was, that Randy basically survived, family put him in hiding, right? And, he's recouping or whatever. And, eventually they came to and were like, and Wes Craven had that rule, I don't want to bring anyone back from the dead, right? Like, just keep the integrity of what this is. And that's what I really want to see. I want to see them continue to do that. I want to see them continue to maintain and keep that, because once you lose that, again, it becomes easier and easier to keep changing things. And now you start seeing things form and evolve and get changed into something that it's not. And I don't want that. I want to see it continue to remain what it is, continue to be intact. And that is a good old-fashioned slasher film, right? I have my concerns about this. I'm excited for it. Right? I'm excited for this upcoming installment, but do have my concerns because they are kind of going the copycat route from the original, right? As far as the plot goes, I don't know what they're going to do with the killer or anything, but it is the same kind of premise, same kind of idea. Accident, come back for revenge, boom, go to try to take them out type thing, right? So, fine, you're going to do that, do it, but I don't want to see them, like I said, start going down rabbit holes and changing things. And now, I Know What You Did Last Summer, all of a sudden Ben Willis is back from the dead and all these other, it's just like, now you got a zombie. Now you got basically what I Know What You Did Last Summer 3 was. For those that saw it, sorry. For those that did it, good on you. Because that movie was just terrible, right? I don't want to see something like that happen. I don't want to see this become a new iteration of that. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Phil, what are your thoughts? Agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mix in the middle? However you feel. Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.